Baseball America has come out with their annual top 100 prospects list, and as has been the case in recent years for the San Francisco Giants, there are a lot of Giants on that list. In fact, 5 Giants, and they're one of just 6 teams to have 5 or more prospects to appear on Baseball America's top 100 list. So we're going to talk about who those players are, where they're ranked, and why there's something weird about it as well. Next on today's Locked On Giants. Hello and welcome to Locked On Giants, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every day. My name is Ben Kaspick, and on this show we provide episodes actually 3 days a week for now, talking about the San Francisco Giants in a way that's data-driven and rational, but also simple, passionate, and accessible to all. I'm a former contributor for the baseball statistics and analysis websites Beyond the Box Score and Rotographs. I've been podcasting about the Giants since 2015, and I'm a lifelong fan. Thank you for making Locked On Giants your first listen every day. We're free and available on all platforms, including YouTube, so check us out there. We're so close to our first goal of 1,000 subscribers. And just a note for those of you watching on YouTube, we're still having some technical difficulties, which are preventing us from having the normal graphics and videos that we have, but we're working on getting those resolved. But this video should be, uploaded with no kind of connection issues, which has been an issue in the past that we're working on. Anyway, with that out of the way, it's prospect ranking season, and that's something to be excited about if you're a baseball fan. And just a note about the lockout in general, it is not going to affect the minor league season. Minor leaguers, except for players on 40-man rosters, are not part of the players' union. And so there's going to be a normal minor league spring training. There's going to be a normal start to the minor league season. And so at least we'll have that, assuming that this lockout is going to drag on and affect spring training and potentially affect the regular season in baseball. So part of our attention, at least, should be focused on prospect, and the Giants have a good farm system. It's been on the rise for the last several years here, and Baseball America is just one of a number of sources that is going to put out these top 100 lists in the coming days. Baseball America just did. We're still waiting on MLB.com, Fangraphs, Baseball Prospectus, and others. So we will give you those lists and kind of compare where certain different Giants players rank on these lists as they come out. But let's talk about Baseball America, because that's the one that just came out yesterday. And the Giants, as I said, have 5 players to appear in the top 100 and one of just 6 teams to have 5 or more. The most any team has is 6. And so the Giants are right up against that. Only 2 teams have 6, 4 teams have 5. And the players are Marco Luciano, Joey Bart, Luis Matos, Elliot Ramos, and Kyle Harrison. This is kind of quite a rise for Harrison, as people mostly thought of him as like a finesse pitcher initially when he was drafted, but he just started showing elite velocity and had a great season in the low levels of the minors, and now has entered a lot of top 100 lists. I think we're going to see as we go forward and other publications release their lists. And also, Luis Matos joining top 100 lists is also a positive development in the last year or so. And so what's interesting, I mentioned there was something odd about these rankings, is that Baseball America had a 2021 list, of course, and they updated it as recently as September 20th of 2021. So they put it out just like they did now with 2022 in January, and then they update it periodically throughout the season. And their last list in 2021 had these same 5 Giants to appear on their top 100 lists, but pretty much, not even pretty much, every single one of these 5 Giants that appeared on the late 2021 edition and the one that was just released yesterday, every single player for the Giants dropped, and many of them significantly in the rankings. And so I'm a little bit confused as to how that makes any sense, how you can rank, for example, Joey Bart in September 39th and in January 71st. I get it. Like, I understand the 71 ranking as opposed to 39, perhaps, but I just don't understand how their valuation changed so much. It's almost like they were convinced by outside sources to lower the ranking. But regardless, that's where Bart falls. And only Marco Luciano is in the top 70, and that's a big drop. But I just have to say, and eventually we're going to read today through each and every kind of report on these players. But I just have to say that the specific place where they're ranked is a very, very inexact science. It is significant to go from like 39 to 71. That is a big drop, and I want to kind of have an explanation as to why they've done that. And for example, Luciano was ranked number 9, and now he's ranked number 17. Was ranked number 9 in September, and now in January, number 17. Because it's not like there was a draft between then and now. It's not like there was a minor league season between then and now, so I can't understand why the rankings changed so much. But anyway, it's kind of a negative in some ways to see that only Marco Luciano is ranked in the top 70, according to Baseball America. But at the same time, these rankings don't really mean anything like granularly to say like, oh, well, he's 71st and this other guy is 68th. Same thing. It doesn't. I would like to run an experiment to see how often these are anywhere close to being correct down the road. Like this top 100, if we follow the careers of all these players and see who ends up having the best career and ranking it, like it's sometimes the top 3, it's kind of easy, and those guys do end up having the best careers. But at the same time, who knows, right? Baseball prospect rankings is a very difficult thing to pin down, and a lot of it depends on the organization and how they're able to develop you and your own ability and willingness to be taught different things, and the game changes and different things become more valuable. So I would just say to have the players in the top 100 is kind of what matters. Even that may not matter all that much. But the fact that they have 5 players on this list is very much a good thing, regardless of where they're ranked specifically. So coming up next, I want to read the individual scouting reports on these 5 players: Luciano, Bart, Matos, Ramos, and Kyle Harrison. So all of that is coming up next. But first, it's the new year, so that means New Year's resolutions. If yours is about getting fit or eating healthier, make sure you include Built Bar in your plan. Built Bar is the protein bar that tastes like a candy bar, maybe even better than a candy bar. They make it easy to stick to your resolution. They taste so good you'll want to eat it, unlike other protein bars that can taste chalky, waxy, or like a chemical spill. You want to eat healthy, it just gets so boring. Right about now, you might be thinking, this isn't worth it, where's the chocolate? Well, Built Bars are covered in 100% real chocolate, and most bars contain about 130 calories and just 4 grams of sugar to go along with 17 grams of protein. It really is an amazing feat that Built Bar has accomplished, especially when you consider the delicious taste like a candy bar. So right now, go to BuiltBar.com and use promo code LOCKED15 and you'll get 15% off your next order. Use promo code LOCKED15 for 15% off at BuiltBar.com. Okay, as promised, we are going to get into the specific kind of scouting reports for the Giants to appear on this newly released Baseball America Top 100 Prospects list. Thanks again for making Locked on Giants your first listen every day. We are free and available on all platforms, and for now we're 3 days a week, but the plan initially was to go back to 5 days a week when pitchers and catchers report in mid-February, but I'm not sure exactly what the plan is going to be if that doesn't happen on time. But pretty soon here, we should get back to being a daily Monday through Friday show. So I look forward to that. But for now, we are 3 days a week, even through the lockout. Anyway, let's get to some of the individual kind of explanations about these rankings. Generally speaking, the Giants farm system is thought to be a good one. and it's led by Marco Luciano. For a long time, it was Joey Bart at the top of the rankings, but as Luciano has gotten older, I mean, he's still extremely young, but as he's continued his minor league career, he's pretty much unanimously become the Giants' top prospect according to evaluators and a top prospect in the game. Many publications have him in the top 10. Baseball America did have him in the top 10 in September, but somehow now he's fallen for them to number 17. But they rank him as a 65 future value prospect, which is, in their words, very high. This is from a 20 to 80 scale. So 65 is like all-star level, is an all-star level ranking. And I think we'll see with some other publications, they don't even hand out 60s very often. So we'll see exactly how other sources rank Luciano. But let's just read what Baseball America has to say for his track record. Quote, for the 2 seasons prior to Luciano's signing, the Giants weren't allowed to sign any international prospect for $300,000. When the restrictions expired, the team opened its wallet and signed a star-studded class that included Luciano as well as outfielders Luis Matos and Jairo Pomares. The Giants skipped Luciano over the DSL and immediately to the rookie level Arizona League, where he thrived and ranked as the league's number 2 prospect behind only the Padres' C.J. Abrams. He finished the year with a cameo at short season Eugene. In 2020, Luciano was invited to San Francisco's alternate training site. He was the youngest player in camp, and the assignment was especially significant because spots were finite and he had no real chance to contribute to the big league team. Luciano started slowly in 2021 before catching fire at Low-A San Jose, where he ranked as the league's number 2 prospect behind Oakland's Tyler Soderstrom. He scuffled somewhat after the promotion to High-A and then again during a stint in the Arizona Fall League. Now, the scouting report. Luciano has developed a reputation as a bit of a slow starter, but once he gets it going, it's easy to see why he's valued so highly. He has a strong ability to make a game plan at the plate, and if he gets a pitch in his zone, he's going to crush it. His raw power is easily double plus is what that means, and he's capable of hitting balls out of any part of the park. That said, plenty of refinement is needed before he reaches his ceiling. Though Luciano can recognize breaking balls, he will sometimes get overeager and chase out of the zone. There are some moving parts in his load that can cause his timing to get out of whack, but he has the hand speed to catch up to even the best fastballs. His 90.1 mile an hour average and 115 mile an hour maximum exit velocities in 2021 show a player capable of doing plenty of damage when he connects. Defensively, Luciano has roughly a coin flips shot of staying at shortstop. He has the arm strength for the left side, but his internal clock leaves much to be desired. His feet don't often catch up with his body either, leaving him in awkward positions to make throws across the diamond. Rival managers in the Low-A West saw plenty of athleticism and ability in the field, but those traits still need to be honed into consistent, usable skills. None of this is unexpected for a player who didn't turn 20 until season's end and missed out on a key year of in-game development because of the coronavirus pandemic. Luciano isn't the speediest runner and grades out as below average at his best. If he does have to move off shortstop, third base is the likeliest destination because of his arm strength and the way his power is likely to profile at the position. Now, the future. Very short read here for the future. After ending 2021 in High-A, Luciano is likely to return to the level to begin 2022. He'll look to make his play more consistent and show more frequent peaks at the perennial all-star caliber player he can be when everything is working the way it did during most of his time at San Jose. Now, the scouting grades. Hit tool, 60. power 60, speed 40, fielding 50, arm 60. And again, these are on the 20 to 80 scale. So I apologize for the long read there, but especially for Luciano, I just thought it was appropriate given that he is the team's top prospect by pretty much all accounts and one of the game's best prospects, despite his young age. What do they say? He only turned 20 at the end of the 2021 season. So Luciano is still a baby. And he ended the year in High-A Eugene, and he's likely to start 2022 there. And that's the thing, is that even if there's a lockout, we're still going to get the minor league season. Luciano is not on the 40-man roster. So we can just follow Luciano. I'll watch Eugene games with Luciano there, and his 2022 is going to be critically important when it comes to starting to think about him actually making an impact at the major league level for the Giants in the hopefully not too distant future. So it's not a flawless scouting report. He's not the number one prospect in the game right now, but he has a chance to be that type of player. And, they talked about some approach issues, and I think that the Giants coaching staff should be able to put him in the best position to be able to improve upon any weaknesses that he has in that regard. So, we'll watch him closely in 2022, and the ceiling is super high and the future is bright in large part thanks to Marco Luciano. So Joey Bart ranks as the next best prospect here at number 71 overall. I think I didn't mention just then, but Luciano ranks 17th. So a big fall here all the way down to number 71 to find the Giants' next top prospect. We're going to read a little bit less of a detailed report here, but I'll just say briefly the scouting report on Bart is as follows. One of the problematic parts of Bart's game revolved around closing a hole on the inside part of the plate. He made strides in that regard this season, hitting .280 on pitches in the inner third. That's a steep drop from the numbers he produced on balls on the outer third, but a respectable number nonetheless. He shows plenty of impact potential when he connects and is likely to be a power over hit player once he reaches San Francisco for good. Evaluators, both internally and externally, saw improvement from Bart on defense, especially when it came to receiving. He allowed just 6 pass balls all season and caught 32.6% of attempted base stealers. Opposing evaluators noted he could stand to show better leadership qualities and body language behind the plate. Interesting there. I think we saw some of that at the major league level, actually, in 2020. The future. With Posey retired, Bart's pathway to the big leagues is wide open. He should compete for the starting job on opening day. And he's ranked here as a 55 future value. I assume this is future value and not current value, according to Baseball America. But that's good still. But it's a big fall. I mean, to be ranked number 71 after being number 39 at the end of 2021. And I actually also have the numbers at the end of 2020. He was ranked number 28. So trending in the wrong direction on this list at least. And I think it's going to be really valuable to take each and every publication and just look at what they have to say and where they rank these players. Not that it necessarily even means anything then, but I think that just relying on one publication and saying that their opinion is gospel is a big mistake. And even all of them combined, there is some groupthink, I believe, certainly. And so, you just never know. And Joey Bart, I kind of understand this, and I'm higher. I might even have Matos ahead of Joey Bart. So coming up next, we're going to read the quicker versions of the scouting reports for Luis Matos, for Elliot Ramos, and hopefully we'll get to Kyle Harrison as well. But first, BetOnline would like to wish you a happy new betting year as we continue our march to the playoffs and beyond. BetOnline remains the number one spot for all the best sports wagering action for 2022. A new year and a new updated desktop and mobile website to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Just use our promo code LOCKEDON to receive your bonus. From football, basketball, hockey, boxing, and UFC, right to your favorite Vegas casino games, don't wait to take advantage of all the amazing offers available for 2022. BetOnline is the fastest and the easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports. BetOnline, where the game starts. All right, as promised, we are going to continue running through this Baseball America Top 100 Prospects list. And let's just jump right in and read the quick kind of scouting report on Luis Matos. It goes as follows. Matos has huge upside as a hitter, and he showed an enticing blend of contact and impact in his full season debut. He was the only player in the minor leagues who hit better than 300 while striking out fewer than 70 times over the course of 450 or more at bats. That's mind-boggling. This is just me making an aside here, but the only player in the minor leagues, when you're the only player to do something and it's a positive thing, that is eye-opening. Anyway, continuing here, he was also one of just 5 players with 20 or more doubles, 15 or more homers, and 20 or more stolen bases. He struck out just 61 times, though part of that could be explained by a highly aggressive approach that led him to see just 3.2 pitches per plate appearance. He's got lightning quick hands, an innate ability to find the barrel, and produced a maximum exit velocity of 111 miles per hour. For now, Matos will stay in center field, and there's a small chance he can stick there in the long run if he improves his routes and jumps on balls hit his way. He's more likely to move to a corner, however, where he could be an above-average defender thanks to above-average speed coupled with an above-average arm. The future. After a tremendous season with San Jose, Matos' next step will be High-A Eugene, where he will face a host of more advanced pitchers. He has a very high ceiling and should be part of the Giants' long-term outfield picture. Now, to me, that just sounds like kind of a ranking and an explanation, a write-up that probably should have him ranked ahead of Joey Bart. I think that Joey Bart's ranking, what's baked into it a little bit is his proximity to the major leagues, whereas Matos is much farther away. Played in San Jose and now only in 2022 likely to go to High-A Eugene and maybe just maybe finish the year in Double-A. And we could see Matos and Luciano moving together, and that excites me. But anyway, I think that this is a very strong prospect. Some of those points were very enticing to hear that he was the only player to combine those characteristics, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for Matos. And he's probably going to appear on pretty much everybody's top 100 list this season, and he didn't just a year or two ago. So he's kind of shot up the rankings here, and he'll probably he may very well continue to do so, like Luciano, just skyrocket up and end up in the very upper echelon. That is a possibility. So the next prospect is Elliot Ramos, who comes in at number 94. Should be said, I think I forgot to say it, Matos is number 73, just 2 spots behind Joey Bart. So Ramos is 94, Kyle Harrison is 95. We're just going to read through those quickly here. The scouting report on Ramos: after a strong showing at big league spring training, Ramos returned to Double-A to continue learning how to use the entire field. Previously, Ramos tended to work mostly toward his pull side, so in the regular season, he focused more on going the opposite way. All the ingredients, bat speed, raw power, command of the strike zone, are there for Ramos to be an excellent offensive player once he reaches the big leagues. The bigger question is where he winds up playing. Despite a thicker body, it's hard to find an evaluator who's totally out on the idea of Ramos playing center field. He's athletic and surprisingly quick for his size, but he'll have to work hard to make sure those traits stay intact. If he does have to move to a corner, his bat would easily profile. His above-average arm would fit nicely in right field. The future, Ramos is likely headed back to Triple-A in 2022, but the Giants roster has little in the way of cornerstone outfielders, so there should be plenty of chances for him to hit his way to the majors. And I would say he's probably going to make his major league debut in 2022 at some point. That's just me pointing that out. We can talk more about that in the future. Kyle Harrison, like I said, ranked number 95 here. He was ranked number 83 at the end of 2021. Ramos was ranked number 71, fell to 94. Matos was ranked number 45, fell to 73. I don't get it. I'd love an explanation. Anyway, the scouting report on Kyle Harrison. In terms of pure stuff, Harrison is easily the best pitching prospect in the Giants system. His four-seam fastball sits at 94 and touches 98, while also showing well in terms of horizontal break and vertical approach angle. Together, those qualities helped Harrison get swings and misses at a 35% rate with his fastball in 2021. Harrison's off-speed offerings, a slider and a changeup, are even more impressive. Harrison's slider averages 83 and shows dynamic two-plane break while getting swings and misses 43% of the time. He rounds out his mix with a low 80s changeup, which averages about 10 miles an hour of separation from his fastball. His changeup's movement is inconsistent but shows strong fading life at its best. The biggest concern for Harrison right now is working to iron out his command and control. His arm is loose and whippy and easily produces velocity and deception from a low slot and cross-body finish, but he doesn't repeat it well enough yet to throw strikes consistently. That issue cropped up both in his walk rate and his efficiency, which caused him to go less than 5 innings in 14 of his 23 starts. The future. After an excellent debut season, Harrison will move in 2022 to High-A Eugene. If he can iron out his control, he has the look of a mid-rotation starter with upside for more. So that is all the time we have for today. I eventually want to talk about the rest of the players in the top 10 at least and kind of read the quick scouting reports. But those are the guys in the top 100 list, which was just released yesterday. So now you're up to the minute in terms of Baseball America's prospect rankings. So anyway, like I said, that's all the time that we have for today. Thanks again for making Locked On Giants your first listen every day. Now make your second listen Locked On Bets, your daily one-stop shop for all your gambling needs. Locked On Bets, hosted by your boy Q, with expert analysis and insight from Lee Sterling. It's free and available on all platforms. Once again, my name is Ben Kaspick. Check me out on Twitter at Ben Kaspick, Kaspick. If you like this show, please subscribe, comment, leave it a review, all of that good stuff. So thank you in advance, and thank you to everyone who's done so already. I can't wait to be with you again tomorrow. Thanks again for listening. Stay locked on Giants.